All right, you people. So now on this is trigonometry part 3 of 4.1. Graphing. If you guys paid attention yesterday, what is step 1?
To find the
Period.
Period.
No.
Amplitude. Step 1.
It's negative 3.
Do you have to find them in that order? Like
No.
Yes.
Wait.
There's a reason for it. So it's all a thing. So now it's a pattern. If you do the pattern, you do the steps every single time. If you do the steps all the way down, guess what?
Correct.
Every single time, you'll get it. You won't forget something. You will not miss anything. You'll do the steps because you're going to forget numbers. Step 1, amplitude.
There's no amp, so it's 1.
Negative 3.
Where?
See that negative 3 right there?
But it doesn't
It's
come
behind
before the
the
line.
on the coast. Or is that behind or in front of the
It's
coast?
in front of the coast.
It's front of the coast, right? So my amplitude is negative 3. Remember, test question. What is the amplitude if it's on the test?
A positive number.
It's 3, and the negative would be the direction, right? So in this case, it would be going down. It would start down. So step 1, there. Step 2.
Period.
Period. 1.
Okay. So if I'm paying attention, if I'm paying attention, sine and cosine have a period starting with. Say it. Say it again.
Wait, sine and cosine have a period starting with.
You got it. No one's listening though.
2 pi.
Thank you. 2 pi.
Good boy.
And you know what? Let me throw some candy at you. Here you go. Good job. Okay.
Oh, that one-
Sine and cosine have a period starting at. So whenever you see sine and cosine, it's going to start with.
2 pi.
So every time we're trying to find the period, it's going to start with.
2 pi.
Thank you. So off to the side, I'm going to go 2 pi equals what? Equals what in this case?
Oh, pi.
Pi x. Very good.
Well, pi x. Yeah.
Pi x, right? So it's this piece right here. This is the piece that it's going to be equal to, right? We're going to eventually have some phase shift in here, but as of right now, don't worry about it. So what would I do to get x by itself? To get the period?
To divide
Pi, then you just-
Divide by pi.
Then you get 2 x.
So I get x is 2. So my period is 2.
Which brings us, the graph is gonna be like 2 spaces wide, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay.
See, we're smart.
I know you are, and I know you guys got this,
Nah, we don't.
but it's just keeping everyone focused long enough and people actually doing the work. Okay. So step 3. Hey, you mind?
Parts.
Parts. Yeah.
Step 3 is parts. Write at number 3.
So x always equal to?
Huh? No.
Oh, it's based on the period.
Yes, we're just finding certain things to it. Okay. So it's just every step has its own thing. So when I'm starting off with my parts, what am I writing down the side?
1/4,
Oh,
1/4
the
of half,
beginning
and
point
75
and the end
cents.
point.
Okay, so it's going to be starting with
0.56.
0.
2, negative 3. 1
half.
3/4. 1.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, and then it's beginning and end.
That's going to be my beginning and end, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's going to be. So there's my parts.
But how does negative 3 cosine become a 2?
Okay, next time.
We're looking at the pi x. Not
Okay,
the-
so yeah. So now,
Where is pi x?
with where the x and the pi, right there with the pi x.
How do you get 2 from that?
You know what? We just got done going over it. Don't miss out next time. Okay, watch the video. Okay. All right, so now, so these are my parts. So it's going to be Okay?
How long is it?
So let's see. What's 0 times 2, which is my period, right? So it gives me 0. Quarter times 2,
Two.
it's 2 over 4, which is 1 over 2, right? Very good.
2 over 2.
One.
1, very good. Next one, 3/4 times 2,
1 and
5 over 4.
3 over 2.
What you talking about, buddy? Who said 5 over whatever?
Look, it's 3/4. Actually, let me
Hold up, how'd you get 1 time?
watch this. I'm gonna do it 3 over 4
times 2.
times. What's the period? This is the formula we wrote down yesterday.
Times 2 over 1?
My period is 2 over 1, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be 6 over 4, which reduces
3 over 2.
3 over 2.
Oh.
This is what we did the other day. When we actually, each time we're doing this, we're multiplying my part by the period. So it's going to evenly break up my start and finish. It's evenly going to break up my start and finish.
I feel like this one's way different than all the other ones.
No, it's actually not. It's quite the same.
Where'd you get the 4? Can I ask that?
Where'd I get the 4?
Because
Where'd
we're
I-
multiplying it by 3/4 to find the 3/4 mark.
I don't know, Lily.
Okay, so wait, you gotta help me out. What 4?
The 3/4.
The 3/4? This is from yesterday's notes.
Oh, okay, that explains a lot.
Yes. All right. So, okay, now we got Sleepy over here, Grumpy over there. All right. Where's Dopey and Bashful?
Who's sleepy?
Okay, there we go. Dopey, Bashful.
Lily can use no way.
No, she's sneezy. All right. So,
It wasn't racist.
It wasn't racist.
Racist.
okay. So my last one here. Hey, listen. My last one is going to be 1 times the period, which is
2.
Yes.
right. Are we okay with this now?
Yes.
Time to move on to step 4.
No. This is still part of my parts. This is my parts right here. So now this gives me my x values that I plug in here, right?
Yeah.
And so now this is going to go into that.
Oh.
So now it's going to be -3 cosine of pi times 0. So, you guys got your unit circle out?
Yeah.
Okay, unit circle is helpful here. I'll give you a second. That unit circle is helpful. Okay. Oh, please tell me. Where does this start at?
0.
Thank you. Unit circle starts at?
0.
Man, everyone followed the instruction from yesterday. Okay, good. All right. Pi times 0 is 0. Now, what is the cosine at 0? 1. So all this is going to be 1 times -3.
Which is negative, wait, which is 4.
Negative-
4.
-3, right?
Are you like setting it up different? or something?
No, it's the same thing. Yesterday we had the same thing.
Like I still understand it, it just looks different.
Yeah, because we're using 2 over 3.
So right here, when we did this, remember, on this one was sine. The current one that we're doing is cosine.
Oh.
So when we plugged in this, okay, we got 0, and 0 times -2 was 0. And then at pi over 6, when I plugged that in, it came out to be pi over 2, where the sine value, is 1. The 1 times the -2 out front is going to give me -2. Does that make sense now?
Yeah, okay.
Is it what's supposed to be -1?
The cosine of 0 is -1.
No,
No, it's not.
I already do that.
Okay, find 0 on your unit circle. Find 0. 0. No, that's not 0. Keep going. Yes, that is 0 right there. Yes. Okay. Yes. Why? Okay, you're pointing at me.
Sure, it says Cthulhu.
I was
Okay.
trying to figure out what that was.
Where's Cthulhu from?
X
Your
value.
hands are dirty, your hands are dirty. I'm not racist.
That's where we
Yeah,
get it.
usually,
You touch it from the two, you hit those.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
Does that make sense? I'm sorry for this guy.
It's from
Okay, let's keep going. Hey, you guys, tension up here, tension up here. All right, so next one, we're going to do a half. So it's going to be -3 cosine of pi times 1/2. So that's going to be cosine 1/2. That's going to be multiplying, so it's going to be pi over 2, isn't it? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so now, pi over 2. Now, put your finger on pi over 2.
It's 0.
What is the cosine? The cosine is 0, right?
Yeah.
So 0 times -3,
You could just put it in.
it's 0, right? Okay, keep going. So -3 cosine of pi times, the next one's going to be 1. Okay, 1 times pi. Pi, right? Okay,
-3 pi.
what is cosine at pi? -1. So -1. So all this is -1 times the -3,
So it's 3.
+3. Is this making sense?
Wait, mister, can you show me how to do that one again? Just that one.
Which one?
The one we just did.
The one we just did? Okay. Yes.
You're wrong. Sorry.
Hold on one second. Hold on. Shh.
I was trying to do that problem.
Okay, go ahead.
Going with the pi times 0, so that becomes 0, and we just ignore it.
Yeah, so right here, because cosine, so do you have your unit circle? Okay, so now put your finger on pi over 2. Cosine is my x value, right? So look at the x value at pi over 2.
I like the one on top of it.
Right here? Oh, this one here? Okay, so 0 times pi, so anything times 0 is 0. Okay, but now, so on your unit circle, put your finger on 0. Now, what is your x value there? It's 1. That's why I get the 1 right here. That's how I get that 1. Because cosine at 0 is 1, and then times my -3 gave me the -3. Does that make more sense? Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah. These are all things that we're finding on my unit circle. This is from my unit circle. And that's why everyone should have it out, because it's helpful. Okay, so now, where was that? Now, go ahead.
The bottom one, I don't know.
The bottom one, all right. So, you ready? So, we got the 1, right? So, 1 times pi is just pi, right?
That's where you got it from?
Yeah, just pi.
Okay.
So, anything times 1 is itself. So, 5 times 1 is 5, right? X times 1 is x. So, anything times 1 is itself. So, this one is going to be just pi, right? Then we find pi on my unit circle. Cosine is the x value, where we got -1.
Okay.
And that's where we get that. Okay, so everyone else, is everyone good right here?
Yeah.
Up to this point?
Yeah, I'm already done.
Okay, so let's keep going then. So this might seem like it's complicated, but it's complicated now because later on it's going to get worse. But then if you guys have these steps, it makes it easier. So I'm trying to teach you to do the harder ones now because all the other stuff that you're going to do is actually going to be easy from here. So now the next part. So we said this was going to be, okay, so 3 over 2, right? So -3 cosine at pi times 3 over 2, right?
Just now, let's real quick.
Yeah. So that's going to give me 3 pi over 2, right? Yes?
Yeah, yeah.
3 pi over 2. So cosine 3 pi over 2 is? Yes, go ahead.
You're substituting 3 pi over 2.
Right here. Because these are, I got these from my parts. This is yesterday's stuff. I got it from here. So I get 3 pi over 2. So from the unit circle, cosine of 3 pi over 2 is
0.
0 times negative 3.
Wait, what?
How'd I get 0?
The next
Okay,
one
so
is
now,
-3.
is this is 3 pi over 2.
Yeah.
Put your finger on 3 pi over 2.
Oh.
Zero.
Yeah, 0.
Okay, so the x value there is 0.
Like,
Oh, don't do that. Please don't do that.
I see the
Just
part
don't do
of
that.
Mr. Pacho, but I'm still trying to. Oh, okay, never mind. I got it.
What?
It worked?
It works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are those first two parts from different problems?
No, it's all the same problem. It's all the same problem.
It's 'cause you were sleeping.
Yep.
Really?
Okay,
Shut up.
last one.
Like he's so smart.
Last one.
Hey, hey.
Negative 3a.
I still got it.
Children, cosine pi times 1, oh, I'm sorry, 2. Okay, that was my last one here. So 2 pi, right? What's cosine at 2 pi? 1. So it's going to be 1 times negative 3. There we go. Okay, so now, next page, let's see. Next page, let's go ahead and, what is going to be my next step?
Graph.
So step 4 is graph. Okay, I'm going to plug in all my points. Let's see. So, right here I put 0, right? Now, what am I put over here at the very end?
2, negative 2, wait, no, wait.
2 pi. 1.
2.
What's the period? Where's it end at?
2.
It ends at 2, right? It's 2 right here, isn't it? So right here, that's going to be my end. So, what was right in the middle? No, it was 1. 1. Because I'm marking all my parts. These are 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of this. Okay, so my first one is going to be 1/2, 1, and 3/2. Yes? You alright?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next thing I have to deal with?
Go up and down from negative 3 to 3 to negative 3.
Where do we get that information from?
The,
The problem, the amplifier.
I understand, but you're not paying attention to anything. I heard what you said.
So, what's the next thing I do then?
oh, go.
I'm not. Go ahead, this guy right here. That you were paying attention to.
Me?
Yes, you. Since you're paying attention, what's the next thing I do?
Oh, it's step 4.
Yeah, we already said that.
You graph.
Okay, what am I doing now?
Okay, so go to 0.
I already look. Hey, pay attention. I did all that since you weren't paying attention.
So then go to negative 3.
Why negative 3?
Because that's what we're posting. I mean, that's what we're graphing. That's the amplitude.
Okay, so it goes down
And this is 3.
negative 3. How high do I go up?
3.
To 0.
No.
I mean 3, sorry.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start graphing this, right?
Yeah.
So what is my first point?
Negative 3.
So at 0 it is
Negative 3.
negative 3. At 1/2 it is.
0,
At 1 it is.
3.
At 1 is
At 3/2 is. And at 2 it's. So
So basically, all of them have the same pattern. There's different numbers.
if you graph it and look at it, it looks different because the graph window is going to be from here to here, but we just extend this or we stretch it, so it's always going to look like this. It's always will, because this is the way we're drawing it. We're just changing our numbers.
But it's always gonna be like negative something 0, then that as a positive, then 0.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a wave.
Okay.
It goes bottom to top, from top down, depends if sine or cosine. Okay, and right here. Okay, so now from the graph, determine what we have. First, let's look at it. What is my amplitude?
This is easy.
Wait, where are we?
Three.
Is it A?
Negative.
Your amp is negative.
It's two, negative two.
Negative 2.
Your amp is 4 pi.
It's negative 2.
Wait. Oh yeah.
Amp is -2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So negative
I'm
2
sorry.
sine.
Okay, so now, next thing we're gonna do is,
Period.
so to do the whole wave, here it's what?
4 pi.
4 pi, right? So we're saying that 4 pi equals x, right?
Yeah.
What is this supposed to be?
2
What's the period of sine and cosine?
2
pi.
2 pi. Can I make this into 2 pi?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay, I need to do that. So to make it into 2 pi, what would I do?
Divide by 2.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so right here I get 2 pi is equal to x over 2, right? So if I look at the type of problem, this is what is going to be right here for my angle. So right here I'm going to have the bx. So my bx will equal to x over 2.
Why did you was for pi?
Huh?
Why did you divide?
Why did I start with 4 pi?
Yeah.
Where does it start at?
0.
Where does it end at?
4 pi.
So how far does it start to finish? Yeah, it's 4 pi start to finish, right? And that's where I got the period. So I started because I know this has to be 2 pi, right? I'm just working it backwards from what I did previously.
Why does it have to be 2 pi?
Because the period for sine and cosine is always
Oh, right.
2 pi. There we go. All right, so now let's take a look. Now this is actually, you got to think about this. So everyone take a look at your unit circle. Not your cell phone, unit circle. So on your unit circle, I want you guys take a look at the information. Is this going to be a sine or a cosine? Is this going to be a sine or a cosine?
A cosine.
Where does sine start? Look at the unit circle.
0.
Look at the unit circle. Where does the unit circle start?
0.
Unit circle starts at?
0.
Okay, so if the unit circle starts at 0, at 0, your sine is?
0.
And your cosine is?
1.
Okay, so now, is this starting at 0?
No.
No, it's not, right? So cosine would be 1 times my amplitude, right?
Yes.
So if this starts at 0, it would be sine. And if it doesn't, it would be?
Cosine.
So therefore, this has to be a cosine. So let's put it all together. So it's going to be -2 cosine of x over 2. That's all it is. Does that make sense? I think that's the last one I have for you. No.
Do we have to do it? Can we just do our homework?
Actually, this one's not on there. I'm pretty sure this one's not on there. I know it's not on the test either. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that then.
Yes.
Okay, we're